Thanks for joining. Before we get started, please make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure you are liking and giving us those 5-star ratings and sharing out what is being published on the sites here. We're going to take a quick look at how we can go about maximizing our exercise results. So that we can reach the fitness goals that we have set for ourselves.
Warning. The following presentation contains information that might contradict what you have previously heard, or believed to be true, about how the human body works, and contains material that is not suitable for closed-minded individuals. Enjoy!
So let's talk about how we can organize our workout, in particular for the day of workout. We've previously discussed how we can go about periodizing our workout, and we've discussed how we can go about setting our goals for workout. But let's take a couple of minutes here to discuss how we can organize the workout to maximize the benefits that we want to achieve. There's a lot of discussion that goes into play as it relates to how we can organize our workout. Do we want to do our endurance training first, cardio, or do we want to do our weight training first? There's a distinct discussion that goes into play as it relates to which should we do first, which should we do second. And a lot of the discussion relates about fatigue. And do we have the energy to do one exercise after the other? But the thing is that if we actually look at what the research says, there are distinct advantages and disadvantages to the organization that we use for our workout. And how we go about getting the correct responses that we want to have from the workout so that we can achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves in doing exercise. And once again, it all relates back to what is the goal that we have set for ourselves in terms of our exercise. And so what are some of the key points we have to remember when it comes to organizing our workout? Well, the first thing is that it's not about calories and it's not about energy. The organization that we set for ourselves in exercise is about our goals, the functional changes that we hope to achieve. If we're going to do endurance and resistance exercise within a single exercise session, there's an organization that we have to follow so that we can maximize the benefits that we want to have based off of what the training goals happen to be. We cannot stipulate do one and then the other because it all depends upon what our training goals happen to be. If the goal is hypertrophy, then we need to remember that order of exercise needs to maximize anabolic responses. This is where we want to make sure that we are not doing our endurance exercises following the resistance exercise session. And if we can, we need to separate the endurance exercise from the resistance exercise by at least 15 to 20 minutes, if not by multiple hours. What this does is allows us to maximize the anabolic hormone response coming from the exercise session, while also providing the ability to have maximal mechanical overload to the muscles within the resistance training session. If the goal is endurance and cardiovascular fitness, then we have to remember the cardiometabolic response is the key that we're looking for in our training. This is where we want to minimize rest periods in between exercise, where we want to not necessarily continuously overload the muscle with mechanical overload, but increase work overload that is taking place within the exercise session. We start looking, okay, how are we going to go about resistance training and the organization of resistance training? This is where when we're looking at how we go about doing our resistance training organization, which is something that we have to remember when we start looking at what the training goals happen to be. We always want to do our multi-planar, multi-joint exercises first, followed by our single planar or single jointed exercise second. It's not about whether or not we have the energy available to do the exercise, but the muscle recruitment and the pattern muscle recruitment that allows us to have maximal results. You can get more information by going to the full podcast. And please make sure that you have subscribed. Please make sure that you are following and are sharing out what's being put out there so that you get the latest. And make sure you're following on all of the various platforms.